Shut up and sit down. Sit down.
Brock Lesnar setting up for the double F5 right here on Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. He's got him up, and he hits it here on Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan. New CCN Champion 1, 2, 3, and yes, Brock Lesnar is victorious at Money in the Bank. He is walking out with that CCN Championship. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Cracka's Creations Network. My name is Jared, aka Cornfed Cracka 93, and welcome back to CCN Monday Night Raw. And it looks like we're opening up with the chairman of the board, Vince McMahon, making his way down here, probably to discuss some of these consolidations that will be taking place in the coming weeks. That usual McMahon strut as he makes his way down to the ring right here. What does he have in store for this CCN Monday Night Raw crowd here tonight? Let's find out. Oh wait, here comes Chris Matthews. This would be his first appearance here on CCN Monday Night Raw after the consolidation. And here is Chris Matthews, looking better than ever and still the champion after Money in the Bank. Matthews must have something to say to the chairman of the board, but the guts of this kid to come out here and address Vince McMahon. Let's see what he has to say. What? Seth Rollins making an entrance here on CCN Monday Night Raw as well. He must have something to say to either Vince McMahon or Chris Matthews. I guess we're about ready to find out right here what Seth Rollins could possibly have to say to either one of these men. What a blockbuster announcement made right there. Seth Rollins will have a match later on tonight, and if he can beat Chris Matthews, the WWE Champion, he will get his chance at Battleground to face Chris Matthews for that WWE Championship. But right now we're moving in to a tag team match right here as the CCN Tag Team Champions are getting prepared for action here. The primetime players on the way to the ring. The primetime players are facing none other than the Usos tonight. Members of the Bullet Club, which have been pretty quiet as of late. As the Usos prepare for their match against the primetime players here on CCN Monday Night Raw.
go. Let's go.
As the Usos get ready to compete here tonight against the primetime players, as the action is about ready to heat up. And here we go as the bell rings right here. Darren Young and Jey Uso, the legal men here in this match. With a huge side Russian leg sweep right off the bat from Darren Young to Jey Uso. Jey Uso with an arm drag though on Darren Young. Picking up Young, sliding out the back and shoving off Jey Uso right there. As now Darren Young's got Jey Uso, he's bringing him over to the corner. The tag into the partner Titus O'Neil. And they double team right here on the Usos. The tag champions not new at this at all. As Titus O'Neil now off the rebound, but Jey Uso with the right hand and a huge chop knocking Titus down to the mat. Jey Uso now making a tag into his brother Jimmy Uso. Like I said, both of these men part of the Bullet Club. As Titus now has Jimmy Uso up against the ropes. Titus now hoisting Jimmy Uso up and just dropping him on that top rope right there. As Titus laying waste to Jimmy Uso early on right here. Taking him to the corner. Jimmy Uso though putting Titus O'Neil into the corner. I have Tyson Kidd on the mind for some reason. With a huge shoulder block there from Titus O'Neil though, knocking Jimmy Uso down. This match has so far been all primetime players here. With a huge backbreaker here from Titus O'Neil on to Jimmy Uso. As Titus O'Neil and Darren Young trying to keep a fresh man in the ring all the time, and that's how you do it here. There's another double team right here with a double neck breaker here on Jimmy Uso. This is why these two are the tag team champs. With a huge fireman's carry right there from Jimmy Uso. Oh, and a huge reversal here from Darren Young with a knee to the head. Darren Young's now got Jimmy Uso up with a huge power slam right there. Of course, we heard at the beginning of the show tonight Vince McMahon say that the primetime players, the CCN Tag Team Champions, will be facing the WWE Tag Team Champions, the Ascension, at Battleground to declare the undisputed CCN World Tag Team Champions, the new title. Can't wait to see what that title looks like. As Darren Young with an Irish whip right into the corner here with a tag into his partner Titus. Darren Young's got Jimmy Uso up, slamming him down. Darren Young now hoisting Titus O'Neil up in a suplex and dropping him right onto Jimmy Uso right there. What a move. Is Titus going in for the pin? This could be it right here. One. No, and Jey Uso in to break up that pin. Darren Young, though, with a back suplex right there. Or sorry, a backdrop rather. Irish whip here from Titus O'Neil. Reversal from Jimmy Uso, sorry. And an Irish side Russian leg sweep right there. Not an Irish side Russian leg sweep, just a regular one. As a huge clothesline there from Titus, taking Jimmy Uso's head off. Sorry, it's about 11 o'clock at night right here, and I am tired, so calling this match is going to be probably really hard for me. But hang in there, guys, as this action continues. As Titus O'Neil just throws Jimmy Uso off to the side here. Titus O'Neil has Jimmy Uso up. Jimmy Uso sliding up the back with a kick to the back of the knee of Titus O'Neil right here. Jimmy Uso with a DDT taking Titus O'Neil right down. What would it mean if the Usos can pick up the win here against the CCN Tag Team Champions here tonight on CCN Monday Night Raw? As Jey Uso now the legal man, and Titus O'Neil as well. Titus O'Neil with a kick to the gut, an Irish whip to the ropes, a rebound here. Titus O'Neil drops down with a huge big boot there to Jey Uso. As Titus O'Neil is in control right here. And this match has been pretty straightforward with the primetime players leading the front here. With a huge move right there from Titus O'Neil. Titus now with an Irish whip, taking him into the corner. Reversal here from Jey Uso, sticking Titus O'Neil into the corner with an Irish whip. Here into the corner. Oh, and Jey Uso looking for the forearm, and Titus O'Neil gets out of the way. Another Irish whip right into the corner as Jey Uso now following Titus O'Neil in. Titus O'Neil up top. Jey Uso following him up. Shades of Kurt Angle right here with an Olympic slam off the second rope. Down to the mat. Jey Uso going right into the pin here for the 1, 2. Oh, and I thought he had it right there as Titus O'Neil kicks out before the count of 3. Looking for another DDT, but Titus O'Neil with a knee to the gut. Titus has Jey Uso up, dropping him on that knee once. And now just throwing him aside right there. There's Titus with a tag into Darren Young now. Darren Young now the legal man. Jey Uso as well. Darren Young now having Jey Uso up top and another power slam right there from Darren Young. Darren Young from the second rope now. Coming off the second rope and looking for a double axe handle there. And Jey Uso going right into a side Russian leg sweep, taking Darren Young down. That could be the opening that the Usos need right here as Jey now tags in his fresh partner right here, Jimmy Uso. Fairly fresh, that is. As an Irish whip right off the bat from Darren Young and a backbreaker. Not much gained there from Jey Uso. Tagging in his brother Jimmy Uso. And Jimmy Uso catching a backbreaker right off the top. But Darren Young up top now, going out to the outside with a huge elbow drop to Jey Uso, the non-legal man. Here and a drop kick to Jimmy on the inside. The primetime players on fire here tonight. Looking for something here. Oh, and a huge spinning heel kick there from Darren Young. The primetime players on fire, looking for something big here. As Darren Young with the Irish whip, the drop down, the leapfrog. Darren Young with a huge forearm shot. Darren Young fired up here. Got Jimmy Uso up. Jimmy Uso slides out with a kick to the back of the knee there. Darren Young. Darren Young going up, floating through. Neck breaker right there from Darren Young, one half of the CCN Tag Team Champions. As Darren Young now has Jimmy Uso up. Darren Young setting up for something here with an Irish whip into the corner. And a huge right hand there from Darren Young. Darren Young throwing Jimmy Uso out. And a huge bulldog from the second rope. As Darren Young now calling for the leg drops right here. The elbow. And the huge forearm shot. Darren Young is in control as he's now calling for the gut check here on Jimmy Uso. This could very well do it. He's got him up. Darren hits the gut check here on Jimmy Uso, and this could do it as he goes in for the pin right here. 1, 2, 3, and the primetime players are victorious here on CCN Monday Night Raw. The primetime players in complete control this whole match. Wait. The Ascension on the ramp, motioning that title around their waist. What's going to happen at Battleground? I guess we're going to have to find out. As we get ready for our next contest here, this is the main event as Chris Matthews makes his way out here. He's going to be taking on Seth Rollins. And if Seth Rollins can beat Chris Matthews here tonight on CCN Monday Night Raw, Seth Rollins will get his title opportunity at Battleground for that WWE Championship. As Matthews making his way out here for this match, and what a match this is going to be. Here comes the self-proclaimed future Seth Rollins coming out here and issuing a challenge to Chris Matthews earlier in the night. And Mr. McMahon told Rollins that if he could beat Chris Matthews here tonight, he would get his title opportunity. And Seth Rollins could very well do that. Seth Rollins making his way down to the ring for this match right here. What an athlete Seth Rollins is. This is a new ground here for Chris Matthews here. He has never faced somebody of this caliber. I guess we're going to see now how this match really goes when he steps into the ring with Seth Rollins. And the bell rings and this one is off. All the stakes on the line here. Seth Rollins needs to win this match in order to get his match at Battleground for the championship. Seth Rollins now taking Matthews down right here already. Seth Rollins with a side headlock here. Rollins now wrenching that arm of Matthews. And then sweeping the leg and dropping Matthews flat on his back. Matthews kind of caught off guard here. The champion catching a right hand from Seth Rollins with an Irish whip to the ropes. Seth Rollins with a leapfrog, with a drop down. Rollins looking for something, but the champion just shrugs it off with a right hand to the gut. And then Rollins returns the favor. Irish whip to the turnbuckle, bouncing off. Matthews in control here with a belly-to-belly suplex right there to Seth Rollins. Now Matthews just dropping the fist onto Rollins' face. And a kick to the back there to Rollins. Rollins, though, shrugging that one off with a right hand, looking for the enziguri, but missed. Rollins tries it again and catches it that time, knocking the champion to the ground. Rollins now with an Irish whip, bringing him right back and an elbow to the jaw of Chris Matthews. The champion needs to give it his all here tonight. As Rollins here with a huge move going into the pin. This could do it. One. No, and Matthews kicks out before a 2 count. Seth Rollins from the top looking for the Phoenix Splash. Is a yes. No, and Chris Matthews rolls out of the way, and that could cost Seth Rollins early here. Northern Lights suplex right there, but he does not go right into the pin. We've seen him do it before. He stomps on that arm of Rollins now. And this match is in full control of Chris Matthews here. Matthews taking Rollins up, but Rollins shoves off Chris Matthews now after floating through that. Irish whip. Matthews has got... Rollins has Matthews up and then reversed it into a reverse DDT right there and a kick to the head of Rollins. Matthews being in control now. He's got that leg of Seth Rollins doing a DDT to the leg of Seth Rollins right here. Matthews in control. This does not look good for Seth Rollins here tonight. Catching an Irish whip though. Rollins with a neck breaker there. What a match this is a call as Rollins on the second rope right here. Diving off. Matthews just sweeping him off there. Rollins landing with a thud on the mat. Irish whip into the corner. Here comes Matthews. No, Rollins with a kick. Rollins with a float through DDT, just driving Matthews' head to the mat right there. Rollins in control right here. As Rollins now has got Matthews going right into the pin here. The old finishing maneuver. 1, 2, no, and Matthews kicks out before the 3 count. What a match as now Rollins in with a submission maneuver right here. Trying to get Matthews to submit, and Matthews won't do it. Rollins now with an Irish whip into the corner. Rollins now has Chris Matthews dropping him right on that middle turnbuckle. Seth Rollins now laying in on the kicks on Matthews. Rollins now rolling through. Rollins with a super kick right to the jaw of Chris Matthews. Going right into the pin here for the 1, 2. No, and we thought he had it right there, but Matthews kicking out before the count of 3 once again. Looking for another enziguri, it looked like. Matthews backed up away from it. Matthews right here putting Seth Rollins down that second rope. Here comes Matthews right here, driving the leg, the throat of Seth Rollins right on that second rope. Matthews in control right here. Rollins reversing it though, sticking Matthews into the corner. Rollins sending Matthews right into the ring post. And here comes Rollins laying in on the stomps now. Just laying in on Matthews. Rollins wants that title opportunity at Battleground, and that's what he's trying to do here tonight, is accomplish that as Matthews looking for... Rollins looking for that old finishing maneuver there again and catches a clothesline from Matthews instead. As Matthews is back in control right here. He's got Rollins just dropping him right on the back there. Matthews now has Rollins with an Irish whip right into the corner. Matthews now turning Rollins around, beating down Rollins right onto that bottom rope. Here comes Matthews. This doesn't look good. Apron drop kick right there to Seth Rollins, right to the head. And Rollins is hurt, and Rollins is in trouble here. Rollins may not get that title opportunity after all, as Chris Matthews goes right in for the pin. 1. No, and before a 2 count, Seth Rollins kicking out. Matthews, the champion, cannot believe it. Seth Rollins getting up now. Matthews is looking for something, catches the reversal from Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins setting up for the pedigree right here. No, Matthews with the reversal and a clothesline there on Seth Rollins. We thought Rollins had it with a pedigree right there. And the reversal from Chris Matthews. Reversal from Seth Rollins now. Going for the enziguri, misses it that time. Matthews now has Rollins in the middle of the ring, dropping him right down on the knee. Slowing Seth Rollins down right here. As Matthews is back in control, just beating down on the legs of Seth Rollins now. Snapmare here from Chris Matthews. Matthews has Rollins in a headlock right here. Rollins, though, fighting out. Rollins with the elbows to the gut of Chris Matthews right here. Rollins with a huge enziguri. He's going to get it as Rollins now picking up Matthews. Rollins with the roll through once again. And another kick to the chin there of Chris Matthews. Rollins in control now. Matthews though with a kip up right here. Matthews getting a last stick of energy right here. Falcon Arrow here from Seth Rollins, dropping Matthews to the mat. Rollins calling for it. Rollins calling for another pedigree here on Chris Matthews. Can he hit it this time? Rollins hits the pedigree. That could do it right there. Championship opportunity on the line. Can Seth Rollins do it? Can Seth Rollins get his match at Battleground? Rollins pulling Chris Matthews away from the ropes here. He's got to roll him over and go for the pin. And he does. The ref counting 1, 2, 3. No, and Matthews kicks out before the 3 count there. Seth Rollins has not quite done it yet with a bulldog here. Seth Rollins now going up top. Rollins looking for this Phoenix Splash. Here he goes. Can he hit it? Yes, Rollins hits the Phoenix Splash. Going in for the pin. This could do it. 1, 2. No, and Chris Matthews kicking out once again. Matthews kicking out once again after the Phoenix Splash. Seth Rollins pulled out about everything in his arsenal. Now up to the second rope here as Rollins dives off with a senton right there. Rollins now on fire. Rollins looking to win this match right here. As Rollins has got Matthews up, dropping him down, going right into the pin. This could do it right here. 1, 2. No, and Matthews kicking out once again. The heart of Matthews, the champion, to stay in this as he catches a huge clothesline here on Seth Rollins now. Matthews has got Rollins up. Arm drag here from Rollins. Rollins with the enziguri. Once again. Rollins now trying to build up some energy here, I think. Rollins now calling for another pedigree. He's got the kick. He's got the arms up. Rollins with a pedigree. That's got to do it. That has got to be it for Chris Matthews. Seth Rollins is going to Battleground, I think, to face Chris Matthews for that WWE Championship as the ref counts. 1, 2. No, and Matthews kicking out once again before the 3 count. Seth Rollins is frustrated. He should have had this victory so many times. As Rollins now looking for a huge move, taking Matthews up, going for the pin. 1, 2, 3, and Rollins wins it. What a match. What a main event here on the Consolidation. CCN Monday Night Raw moving from 2 shows of SmackDown and Raw to just CCN Monday Night Raw. All the rosters right here, and what a main event to start off this change, as Seth Rollins is going to Battleground to face the WWE Champion, Chris Matthews. What a match that's going to be, and what a night it's been right here on CCN Monday Night Raw. As you see this roll through early on, and the super kick right to the jaw of Matthews. Still was not enough to get the pin here for Seth Rollins, as Matthews kicked out once again. This apron drop kick right here from Chris Matthews early on in the match. What a match this was. This huge kick to the head of Seth Rollins. We thought that was going to do it for Rollins, and so did Matthews when he gets back in the ring and goes for the pin. But Rollins immediately kicking out before a 2 count. This is the ultimate move that did it right here, as Seth Rollins catching Matthews off guard, going in for the pin right here for the 1, 2, 3. But you see right there in that footage that Matthews was so close to kicking out right there, but did not do it in time. Thank you guys for watching CCN Monday Night Raw, and we'll see you next week right here. Tune in Thursday night for main event.